you. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery. And today, well, hold on a minute. Forgive me. See, I usually have a producer helping me. Right. For the last time, hey, everybody. This is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery. Today, we've got Jesper Nissen on. He's going to be talking about YACSS, which is his awesome software that I'm just so happy that he launched. A little backstory is that I've been purchasing cloud stacks from Jesper for a period of a few months for my link building clients and for my own local projects and stuff like that. And then he launched this software and I stopped buying them from him. So I thought that was funny because but you know, I think it's great because it's something now that I do in house, and it's just an awesome software, and I just can't say enough good things about it. And I've got some things I'm going to share with you guys when Jesper's done today. So without further ado, Jesper, how are you, buddy?
Thank you, Bradley. So how are you doing, everybody? Can everybody hear me? All right. Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. It will be strange to see 1 or to see 2. All right. It seems that you can hear me. Well, then let me just get started. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jesper Nissen, and I come from Denmark. And I started my first web agency back in 2008, and I actually developed my first content management system back in 2008 in Belarus, or White Russia as it's called. And it was actually a website builder with built-in automated SEO. And now I created YACSS, and it's actually the same thing that I created, only this time it's just much more smart. So for those of you that don't know what cloud stacking is or why we are even talking about cloud stacking, let me give you a short introduction. When you are building do-for backlinks to your website, one example of a do-for backlink that is free is, for example, you could create a WordPress blog. So whenever you create a WordPress blog, you know that it starts out with domain authority 1, page authority 1, trust flow 0, citation flow 0. It has basically zero metrics. And there are a lot of free do-for backlinks that you actually create. You can just go out to Google and search for how to create a do-follow backlink, and you'll find all these lists with free do-follow backlinks. So a little over than 3 years ago, I discovered something called cloud hosting or cloud files. And what this is that the major companies like Google and Microsoft and Amazon and Alibaba and IBM and a lot of other major companies, they actually created a cloud hosting service that allows you to actually upload your websites to their clouds and actually retain their URL. So what I mean by that is that instead of putting the website on your domain name, you know, like my domain name jespernissen.com, you actually upload the HTML website to their domain name. And what this does is then it actually retains a lot of authority, a lot of power, actually an insane amount of authority that you can actually use right out of the gate to rank your websites. And it just dawned to me that I'm not sharing my screen yet. So let me see. Host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, does that mean I got to promote you?
Yeah.
All right. You're promoted.
Thank you.
Permission granted.
Thank you, good sir. Let me click share. So you can actually see my screen here. Okay. I want to show you something here. YouTube. Let me go to youtube.com. youtube.com, because I'm going to right now just show you an example of a cloud stack. So made it link building. Here it is. Okay, so this.
Stop paying for just hosting. Get Elementor Cloud website.
Sorry for that. Okay, so I uploaded this website to this YouTube video to YouTube 4 weeks ago, and in this video I show show the exact process of how to create a multi-page website, actually a 100-page website, and I show how to do it in less than 8 minutes or in 8 minutes. And we just click on this link so you can actually see what it looks like. So this is the home page of the website, and let me just scroll down so you can see this is my website that's embedded, and there's a picture of me, and it's also my website that's embedded. Or perhaps that's the Google.business website. And there's a Twitter moment embedded, and this is a Google My Maps, and you see the footer with the QR code. So this website, it took me 8 minutes to create. And if you inspect the URL, you can actually see that it is on a subdomain from windows.net. So if I use Mangools, that is a browser-based plugin, I can inspect the authority and domain authority of this subdomain, of this specific URL. And you'll actually see that domain authorities is 92 and the page authority is 43, and it's an insane amount of authority. So what this means is that actually you can see there is one outgoing do follow backlink to my website. And it's this term here, link building training. So let me click on this guy here, so you can see where we land. And this is my website. You can see this is my list of my courses, best SEO courses on the interwebs, link building training, etc., etc., etc. So if I just go back again to this cloud website, so this authority had a dramatic effect on my rankings. So let me just show you jespernissen.com and link building training. So this was the date that I posted the video. I was number 44, and this is my website that I was ranking number 44 for link building training. And you can see this is the term, and it's in the United States, and it's on desktop, and it's on Google. So, and then it took this huge jump in 3 days. And you know, this huge jump in just 3 days, that's just not something that you're seeing anymore with links. I mean, I have a lot of, you know, PBN links, and I also build these Google News, do follow backlinks, etc., etc. And I know for a fact that I'm not seeing these jumps anymore with links. It's not normal. So when I saw this jump, I made one stack first on Microsoft Azure, and that's on this Windows.net subdomain. So when I saw this jump, I thought, okay, let me try to make 2 more stacks. So I made 1 more stack on Google Cloud, and then I made 1 more stack on Amazon S3, each with 100 pages also. And then you can see how the rankings of the keywords evolved. And then on May 16th to 17th, it took this extremely big jump again. And now it seems to have settled on position 7 on page 1. And I mean, link building training it's of course, it's a long tail keyword, and it hasn't got so many searches, but the people that I'm competing with are all super duper SEOs. Even I know that on page 1, there are exact match domains, linkbuildingtraining.com, because if you're ranking in top 3 for link building training, then it goes without saying that it's a high converting keyword. And I would actually like to jump up to top 3. And I'm not done yet building backlinks to my website with this method. So all in all, I went from position 44 to position 7 in, let's see here, a month. So that's the insane power. To me, this is totally insane, and I did not touch the landing page at all. And as you can see, it hasn't got, you know, let's wait for it to load. It hasn't got a lot of content. So I mean, it's extremely basic what I did to the landing page actually. So
if you don't mind, I'm gonna jump in and just say that's freaking amazing, guys, because if you look at that landing page, it's just a product page, which is insane, because if you look at the top ranked positions for that keyword, there's a lot more content on those pages, and he's in position 7, with basically a product page, which is insane. It's crazy how powerful these are.
Yeah, I thank you for saying that, Bradley. I just want to repeat what you just said. It is insane. You don't see these kinds of jumps anymore with normal backlinks. You simply don't. It's impossible. You have to build so many normal PBN, I don't know, Google News backlinks, and even Google News backlinks these days. I simply don't see them working that well anymore. I don't know if Google shut that down, but you know. So yeah, and this was done with 3 clouds. It was done with Microsoft Azure was the first big jump, and then Google Cloud, and then Amazon S3. And we have actually added the 4th cloud, which is called Wasabi Cloud. And it's a brand new cloud that we added to our system. And we're also adding more clouds. But let me just give you before I jump in to show you how exactly I did it, let me just give you a short introduction in the strategy of cloud stacking. So you have here your money site, and or it could be your homepage, or it could be a blog post, it could be, you know, a product page or category page, you know, like on my website. It could be anything. It could also be a YouTube video actually. And right now I'm testing also with Google My Business post to see, or Google My Business profiles to see what it can do to local rankings also. We'll just make this green, note style, background green. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are making an Azure page, and then we are making a Google Cloud page, and then we are making a Wasabi page, and then we are making an Amazon page, and then we are and then we are also making an Alibaba page, which I know is coming. We're also making a Backblaze page. It's another hosting company I found. So, and this is all done inside of the backend of YACSS, and it's all basically done within a couple of minutes for each link. So what you can do right now is that you can actually go out to Amazon, and you go out to Google Cloud, and you can go out to these other hosting companies that I'm showing you here, and you can actually sign up for a free trial for all of these websites. You can actually create. You don't need YACSS. You can actually create this on your own. And I used to actually create these HTML websites, you know, like this one. Obviously not 100 pages, only 1 pages. I actually used to create it in hand, but now that I got this automated tool, it's so easy. So imagine what you can do, guys, for your clients. I mean, you don't need to build 100 page stacks like I did. Instead, you can say, well, I want to diversify my backlink profile. So I want to have 1 page on Azure, 1 page on Google, 1 page on Wasabi, Amazon, Alibaba, Backblaze, and all the other clouds that I'm going to add to YACSS. And then you have, in this case, now you have 6 powerful do-follow backlinks from incredibly powerful domains. And and this will take you, I mean, if you're creating 1 page, it'll take you less than 30 minutes. I would say it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes if you're slow to create these 6 powerful backlinks. And then what you can do, you can actually, what I'm doing to power links like this up, and is I'm building scrape box campaigns to power these up. Let me just click on this again. So first I'm building these are do-follow backlinks. Then I'm building scrape box links to my do-follow backlinks to power them up. And I know that scrape box links are, of course, it's black hat, but I mean, spam, but this is also black hat, kind of like. So, and what I have seen actually when building these scrape box backlinks, these are no-follow blog comments backlinks, but it's, I don't know, it's simply working. I can see that over time, after 3, 4, 5 weeks, I can actually see when I make a scrape box campaign, I can see my rankings simply steady go up, even with these no-follow blog comments backlinks. But you can power it up with PBNs, you can power it up with Google News links, you can power it up with Ranker X or SEO Autopilot, or I know that Bradley don't like to use these automated tools anymore, not as much anymore anyway.
Yeah, my bonus is it's a crash course on my semantic links method and how you can push topical relevance into these cloud pages, which is a primary strategy for my link building business, because cloud pages are primary tier 1 targets now. And so I'm going to show you guys when we get to the end of this, I'll show you guys what the bonus is going to be about, but it's specifically about how to push topical trust flow in the appropriate category into these cloud pages. And it just works incredibly well.
Yes, certainly another method to use YACSS, which is what I'm going to delve a lot into the coming months, is actually you can create this HTML website and then you can actually upload it to an expired domain. So let's say you find a powerful expired domain that's niche relevance, then you actually go into YACSS, create the HTML file, and then you can simply download it from YACSS, upload it to your domain, and then you can actually create the website that way. But so let me jump over to YACSS and show you what it is. So this is what the backend looks like. You have your subscription, you have the connectivity to Amazon, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Wasabi, and it's extremely easy. You just add the keys, and then you are inside of your accounts, and then you have the page of websites. And let me just generate a new website. So the basics of YACSS is that it's actually an input form. And what it does is it takes the content that you put in, and then it generates the completed HTML website that's ready for either download to your computer or direct upload to the clouds. And I've built in a couple of diagrams here. So this first diagram, single page mode, what it allows you to do, it allows you to create one page, like one landing page, or it allows you to create multiple copies of the same landing page. And obviously all the content field supports bin tags, so you could use this if you would like to have, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more nearly identical pages pointing back to your target URL. And this would, in this case, if you are using it like this, I would not use my money site for this. This could be used to power up one of these pages here, this diagram. Did you want to say anything, Bradley? No, you didn't want to say anything. Okay. So, but I also built in the option to create link wheels. And for those of you that don't know what a link wheel is, a link wheel is simply, 3, 4, 5 or more pages that are linked like this. And the only outgoing link from this page construction is this page that's then pointing to the target URL. So the theory behind the link wheel is that these pages that interlink like this, since they don't have any outgoing links, all the page rank, all the link juice flows directly into this page, this buffer page, that then points to your target URL. And the advantage of such a construction is that you only have one backlink pointing to your target URL. So this link will, of course, be more powerful, and it will also be a little bit more difficult for your competitors to reverse engineer what you're actually doing, because you only have one link pointing to your target URL. And I also have another construction looks like this, target URL with the link wheel with spokes. And the one that I'm using actually the most now is this. I call this the umbrella diagram. And this is actually an extremely interesting diagram because it has one buffer page, and then it has X amount of supporting pages that all power up this buffer page. And this construction is exactly what I use to get this kind of jump here. So what you have is you have the combined power, in my case, of 100 pages all automatically interlinked and created. And the 99 supporting pages all power up this link that then points directly into the target URL. And let me show you what I do to actually create this construction. So I simply click stack mode umbrella, and let me just start by giving you an overview of all the fields. And I know it looks a little bit intimidating in the beginning, but trust me, I mean, you're all experienced super duper SEO, so you'll get it in no time. And if you don't get it in no time, I'm always available for Q&A help. So let's say I want to build a 100-page website. My target URL will be my homepage. And I built in a couple of possibilities here. I won't go into that now. I have an input file here. Let me see where it is. Here it is. So I have some keywords here I made in advance. I came prepared. So what we did with this diagram was that we said, okay, so we need the opportunity to create URLs automatically based on some input. So what that input is all the keywords that you place in this field called the meta titles. So the first keyword here, link building training, that will be the do follow backlink that goes out to my money page. And for the meta description, I'll just write SEO, and I can click preview here. And I basically already have a functioning website. It's an extremely boring website, but you can actually see already now that it has already 100 pages. This construction doesn't have any content, so in that way it's extremely boring, but it does work. And and it also, let me show you the source code. It also already created web page schema. The web page schema is extremely empty right now because I didn't enter any content, and it also creates the local business schema, which is also very empty right now, but it creates it. So I can scroll further down, and let me just take you through how to do this. Jesper Nissen SEO, my email address, jespernissen.com, my phone, and my address. And all these informations that I'm filling in now, they are going into both the, this is going into the local business schema. So I actually developed schema templates for you, so you don't have to think, or I mean, if you know schema and if you like to write it yourself, feel free, then you can just, disable the built-in schema that I made. But if you don't have time, and if you like to, take the fast road, then just, select your business, whatever it is, professional service or dentist or whatever it is. All these local business types, they come from the schema, the schema.org website. So company website is of course my website, and my contact page, and my logo. Let's see here. I have a logo. I have a logo there. Let's see what it looks like. So now I have a logo. Let's see, do I have a Google Business profile? Let me see here, Jesper Nissen, Google, Jesper Nissen, SEO, maps. And this is the one here. So let me click on this, insert here. I can also insert my Google Business website. And if I have citations, let me just see if I have a citation. I didn't spend much time link building to my own website, but let's just say that let's say that's BBC linked to my website, and then I click preview, and then the citations are actually included in the schema as same as. And you can see here it's actually filling out now my schema: professional service, name of company, URL, logo, image, post address, etc., hash map. So it's actually building out the schema. And my Facebook, it is oh, I have citations here. And my Facebook, and my Twitter. Obviously, I do a lot of Twitter Twitter moments, because you know you can actually get these do follow backlinks from your Twitter moments if you know how to do that. And let me take a YouTube video and put it in the header. I think I actually did. No. Let's just take this one here. So let's see what it looks like. So now I have the YouTube video, and let's go back to the maps. I also did it so if you want to embed your Google Maps or Google My Maps with the do follow backlink, all you have to do is you have to grab the embed code or the embed URL, and it looks like this, and then click preview, and you can actually see what it looks like. You can also grab this map here, and then I need to click share here, integrate the maps, copy HTML, and I simply grab the embed URL here. I think it stops there, and just show you what that will look like. Preview, and this is the actual maps of my business. And Twitter moments, for those of you that don't know what a Twitter moment is, let me just show you the embed of that. A Twitter moment is a link building, a link construction that's built in your Twitter profile, where you can actually grab tweets from your own profile or from other profiles and make a collection of tweets. And this is powerful. It helps with the rankings. It gives a small but significant boost to the rankings, and that's why I still use them and I embed them in my cloud pages. And then we come to our keywords inputs, and I'm creating a 100-page website, so I don't want the same 7 keywords to be used on each and every page. So I programmed it so you can take a text file. So I simply browse, go down to my PC, and take this guy here, and let me show you what it looks like. So now I have all of the sudden, I have this SEO Training London, SEO Training UK, blah, blah, blah. So I have now inserted all these subheaders here. And so I built in these jump links, so you don't have to think about that. Also because it's a ranking factor, I know from my testing. And let me just click a send content file here. This content file is something I built with a tool called Page Rewriter, but you can use Article Forge, Word AI, and you can use whatever, or Jasper, or you can use whatever content tool that you like. And I just used Page Rewriter to build it. So now I have a more or less complete website now. Doesn't have any images yet, but this is what it looks like. And the keywords, the way I did this is that the keywords will be unique, it will be new, it will be random for every page. The content is also unique and random for every page. And the reason I did that is that we want Google to at least crawl these pages, and if not index, then at least crawl. We want to get a chance of indexation. When I'm using this method and when I'm using Index Me Now, I get 100% indexing rate. Index Me Now, as you know, it's not cheap, but I do get close to 100, if not 100% indexing rate when I use this exact method. I have a image upload I have programmed into the system. So let me just create some images here, random images. I can embed websites. Just embed my own website so you can see what that looks like. I can also embed image URLs, so I can actually hotlink Google My Business post photos. So you can go to your Google My Business post, right-click, grab the URL, and insert it here. And YACSS will actually grab your image from your Google My Business. And also embed, of course, YouTube videos and Twitter moments. But let me just take images here. So
I'll jump in for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love that strategy with the Google Business Post images, because you can actually take that post URL, like the photo URL, which is hosted on Google Photos, and then you get the photo ID and you can put that in the spin tags for all of your Google Business Post photos. So all you need to do is enter one Google Post photo URL with spin tags with the different photo IDs in there, and it'll automatically randomly select one of those and hotlink it back to the Google Business website. It's badass. I love it.
Yep, it is actually, it's a very good strategy. So let me just show you what it looks like now. So now we have images, we have an embedded website, we have another image. I can see there's these images looks a little bit boring. So let me see if I can find some images that are not so boring. 2 seconds, let me jump into this folder. Perhaps this is a little bit not so boring. I know it's a lot of me. I know, sorry for that, but you know, it's just examples. Let me just scroll up. So anyway, this is what the basic template looks like. And the point with the images is that since it's multi-upload, what YACSS will actually do when it creates the image, the page, it will grab a random image for each page. It will grab random keywords. It will grab random content. And also, if you inserted spin tags for the YouTube video, it will also insert a random YouTube video. And if you inserted spin tags for your Twitter moments IDs, it will also insert a random Twitter moment, and it even supports spin tags for the maps. So you can create 100% completely unique pages. And you know, the content will never repeat because of all the combination possibilities. Each page will be unique, and this improves the likelihood of indexing and the likelihood of ranking. What I also built into it's a recent addition. I also built in the QR codes, because those of you that know about QR codes know that if it doesn't increase the likelihood of indexing, at least it increases the authority of the page that the QR code is embedded on. And yes, no more details about that. So I recently built in the opportunity for you to determine if you want to have your menu item links and contact us button do follow or no follow. I like them to be no follow, you know, all these links up here. But you have the option to create them or to say that you want them to be do follow. The same thing with the footer. And I think that I'm basically done now. So what I can simply do now is I can click generate, and then I can sit back and take a cup of water. And now it generated a website of 100 pages. I can click OK here. So now I can upload to the clouds. So I have the option of Amazon, Azure, Google Cloud, and Wasabi, and then the stack builder. Stack builder is a little bit different because it's a combination of all 4 clouds, but let me just show you how the Wasabi upload looks like. So I select the client, that's myself, my account. Then I select a bucket. So let me call it SEO link building. I'm not sure this is taken. Bucket names in Amazon, Wasabi, Google Cloud and Azure works like domain names. So if I try to select or create a bucket called SEO, I'm pretty sure that the requested bucket name is not available because that's already been taken. So that's just a point for you guys when you're working with the cloud stacking. Be sure to actually grab, the good bucket names because it works like domain names. So I can create a directory, call it SEO again, bit keyword stuffing here. I can click upload. So what YACSS will actually do now it will via the API, it will now actually contact my Wasabi account and will actually create all the content and upload the entire 100-page website, complete with all the interlinking and link building and internal link building. And also upload all the images and content or whatever it is that I entered into my form. So let's see what happens. Now it is done. Let me go to the website now. So there you have it, guys. Now I'm actually done. So now I have a 100-page website. Let me start by inspecting the authority. So this specific URL, it's called s3.wasabisys.com/SEO link building /SEO/link building training.html. It has a domain authority of 53 and a page authority of 35. So this is really insane, guys. And you have, you have all the 100 pages and it's all generated. So I didn't use bin tags for the YouTube video. So, the YouTube video will be the same, but you can see here SEO training course, UK SEO training course, link building training, the contents, it will be different images. Let me take another different images again. And you can see the QR code here is generated in the footer. You can see the social media links that link out to my social media profiles. And if I right click here, then I can actually scroll down to inspect. You can see the schema code here. You can see the same as that's all the citations that I entered. The hash map, the web page schema, the disambiguating description, it also does that for you. Main entity of page, keywords, teachers, awards, etc., etc., etc. I've even built in a little bit of keyword stuffing here. I don't know if you ever noticed that, Bradley, but this is on purpose because I know from testing that it makes it a little bit more, just a little bit more relevant in Google's eyes. So let's see here. He has error on target page URL. Let's see here. Do I have error on target page URL? Yes, I do. That's a nice catch. So what I can do is I have an error. I can actually just go back here and make the double slash. So I didn't catch that. So nice catch, Jordan. What's your last name? So let me just try to generate again. And let's see. And uploads to Wasabi. And I'll select the same buckets. SEO link building, SEO, and I'll just click uploads. Warning, undefined error key. Why does this always have to happen when you are demoing? SEO2. Let's see here. Timeout.
Yeah,
okay.
That got me yesterday twice.
Yeah. Okay, what happened here, guys, is why it was a timeout. How that can happen when I'm clicking around, I have no idea, but it was a timeout. So I don't know if you caught that, guys. You also got that error, Bradley?
Yeah, I got it twice yesterday, but I realized that like most times when you have big forms to fill out that you just kind of put everything in a notepad file and then just copy and paste when you're done. It's the best way to do it. So
yeah. I'll ask my developer to increase the timeout because obviously, yeah. So let me just see if it was this guy here. Yes, this is correct. You can see it now. It has 2 slashes. Or do you call it slash or backslash?
Slash.
Slash. It has 2 slashes now. So let's go into this guy here and upload to Wasabi. Let's try again. Hope we don't get any errors now. Oops. Upload. And I can simply say, yes, I want to upload. And let's see what happens. Yeah, the thing with the timeout, that's just annoying. Yeah, we just had to we just had to move to a dedicated server last week because of the amount of new users that entered the system. So it was a hectic last week for us. So let's see here what it looks like. Go to, and it seems it's actually fixed it. So okay, so guys, now I have the do follow backlink, the anchor text do follow backlink going back to our website. And so what's interesting here, what I want to show you is that, let me just close this dialog here. SEO training Denmark. That's interesting. So what's interesting with all these 99 sub pages, because what I have now is one top page, one buffer page, and then 99 sub pages linking in an umbrella back to the top page. So you can see there is actually an outgoing do follow backlink here, but where does this go? It actually goes back to the buffer page. So all of these 99 sub pages, they each have one outgoing do follow backlink that goes back to the buffer page that then links to the target URL. So that's why you have the total combined power of these 100 pages. That's why I can claim, that's why I can state that this is what you have. And this is also the reason that I've seen these ginormous ranking improvements in such a short amount of time, is because you have this, here it is, you have this combined power. And what you can actually do if you want to improve your indexing rates, I also did this for you, that we have included the HTML sitemap. So this HTML sitemap has a complete list of all the 100 HTML pages. You can just click here and log into this HTML page. So this URL, you can actually take this URL and go to the Google Mobile Testing Tool or the Google Schema Testing Tool, and insert it there. And allegedly, I know that Google will then crawl this page. And there is a small chance that Googlebot will actually also crawl these 100 links here. I'm saying allegedly because how can I know if it works? That's just what I heard. That's just a small tip.
Yeah, but you can add the top page directory to Google Search Console. You just download the HTML verification file and upload it to, you have to go in, as far as I know, that's something, by the way, Jesper, you could work into that, into YACSS, which is the ability to add additional files to that directory. Because you can do that manually by logging in like S3 or Wasabi or whatever, and then just upload the HTML verification file for Search Console. And then you can submit the sitemap in Search Console. Yeah, actually, it's a good idea. And what I just thought about today is that we're probably going to build in some sort of file browser here, because we already built in the API for these clouds. So why not go full force and just, install or develop actually some sort of file browser, because then we can actually upload these HTML files to the website into the folder, so we can actually add them in an easy manner into Google Search Console. You're correct on this. The generated pages also have an XML sitemap. Jay is asking about XML, and yes, they do have an XML sitemap. And anonymous attendee is asking, what else will be needed except for the pricing of YACSS? Do we need to spend on API of content writer clouds? What you will need is you will need an account of each of the clouds that you want to use. And I've used Amazon for more than 3 years, and I've made thousands and thousands of stacks. And the biggest amount of money that I've spent on Amazon so far is 0.5
$7, something like that, half a dollar for 1 month. Content writer, you'll have to spend some money on content. There's just simply no way around that. I mean, however you want to do that, that's entirely up to you, but that's certainly not for free. Jordan Fowler is asking, have you tested the best method to spread out the site placements in terms of how fast do you do Google Cloud after Azure, Amazon, or do you launch them all at once across all the clouds? Jordan, I'm simply launching them all at once. So, I mean, in this case, on the 24th of April, I launched the Azure stack, and on the 26th or 27th, I don't remember the exact date, you know, 2 or 3 days after, I launched the other 2 stacks. So I would say it's more or less the same. So yeah, let's see.
I was going to jump in just real quick about the content. As part of the bonus webinar, guys, I'm going to talk about content production. There's, you know, I've got processes that I've developed for my team that works really, really well. It's very efficient, and you could use any number of AI writing assistant tools to do it. As Jesper mentioned, you can use Article Forge, although Article Forge, it's hard to, like, there's so much crap that comes out of Article Forge. It does work, but it takes a lot of time to massage the text that comes out. So I found like Jasper, formerly Conversion AI or formerly Jarvis, like it's changed names a bunch, but Jasper is fantastic. Writer Zen, which is available on AppSumo right now for a lifetime deal. Writer Zen is fabulous. That works really well. And I'm going to be talking about content production on the bonus webinar, guys, but it's super simple. Once you have a kind of a template that you can just follow, or a recipe over and over again, then you can bang out a 7-paragraph, 7 content sections for the current HTML templates that's inside of YACSS. You can do that very, very quickly. And then you can spin it like something, typically I don't use spinners, but Word AI is actually pretty good, where you can go in and do like 4 or 5 variations of it. And now you've got content blocks that are spun that you can put into those content sections in YACSS, and it will automatically create, unique content for that. That's what I've been doing. And it's not hard to do once you kind of figure out the template, and you can do it very, very quickly.
Yes, I agree about Article Forge. The quality of Article Forge content it's
hit or miss.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. So
yeah.
Daryl L. Green is asking what quantity of words is needed to build out a 100-page site, which is then spun, right? No, it's not spun. Let me show you what I did. Let me show you exactly what I did. Let me find the content file for you so you can see. So this is the content file. So of course I built it with Page Rewriter. So it's kind of spun, but the difference between Page Rewriter and I think also Word AI does the same thing. And then, Spin Rewriter is that Spin Rewriter takes your text and then it takes one word and replaces it with a synonym or alternative word. Whereas Page Rewriter takes the entire sentence and rephrases it, paraphrases it. So it simply rewrites the entire sentence. So it's not the same as SpinTech. It's much more unique. Yeah. The good thing about Page Rewriter is actually the meaning is retained. So it has the same meaning, but it uses different ways to actually express this meaning. So this is not SpinTech. It took me, I think that it took me 20 minutes to actually produce this, 20 to 30 minutes to produce this content file. It's not Shakespeare. I admit that it's not Shakespeare content, but it did the job. And I mean, obviously Shakespeare content was not needed because this is exactly what I used. So, and you'll need to go to Page Rewriter for yourself or watch Bradley's webinar on content production so you can see what that is. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I use that too. So one of the questions is, so will you have to add spun content directly, right? Yeah, for now, but I've been already on Jesper trying to get him to integrate some API integrations such as Word AI or perhaps Spin Rewriter too. Although I agree, that's why I like Word AI better than Spin Rewriter, because it rephrases as opposed to just spinning. And it's definitely better now than, this isn't 2 years ago, guys. Spintex is not really advisable. So, but Word AI does kind of rephrasing too. So,
yeah. And Marion Retail Jackpots is asking, Jesper, I just got in. Does your training teach you how to create S3 buckets? Well, I show how to use YACSS and, create S3 buckets. That's not something, if you have YACSS, it's not something that you do manually. You let YACSS do it. So let me show you. I can just simply show you now actually how to create an S3 bucket.
Yeah, and if you want to learn how to create an S3 bucket, just go to YouTube and ask YouTube. You'll find plenty of tutorials for that, but you don't need to do that with YACSS. Fortunately, it's just all you need is your access keys, and it does everything else.
Exactly. So this is an extremely disappointing website, but let me just generate it and upload it to Amazon here. So let me create myself. No. Here, yes. So you can see here that it says select buckets. And so these are some of the buckets that I already created. So I can simply click plus and a bucket name. I don't know if this is too long. Perhaps it's too long. I don't know. No, it was not too long.
That's going to be a long URL though.
Yeah, it's going to be a long URL. Bucket names must be unique in the world. And so I just created, the Amazon S3 bucket. So there's nothing more to it. I can click upload. So, yeah, so now it's uploading and I can see here. Oops. And we actually see that the way that we created, or the way that it works, is that bucket name must be unique. Yeah, this is the bucket name, yes, and it comes after the domain name and then the name of the HTML file. So it's that easy. And let's see if there are more questions. So we'll have to respond content. Anonymous attendee is asking, can you show a case study for local maps ranking? I'm working on that. The local maps ranking, I'm working on it, so not yet. And I have gotten this specific question, I cannot count how many times. So when you're building websites, you have the opportunity to specify the target URL yourself. So, I mean, there are a couple of ways that you can use YACSS to actually build backlinks to your maps profiles. And one of the main ways, of course, to simply insert the maps URL here in the target URL fields. But you can also, of course, use the dedicated embed field here. Where is it? Here is the Google My Maps or the Google Maps field. And you can also write some content down here. And then you can link the content directly to the maps or the Google My Business post or Google Business photo, whatever. So Bradley and Jesper, would you be able to, Alan is asking, Bradley and Jesper, would you be able to speak where you see YACSS being most effective in terms of local SEO, and where in local SEO process workflow you might use this with the semantic mastery process? Possibly. Bradley, would you like to reply to this?
Yeah, I mean, cloud stacks are our primary tier 1 targets for what I've been teaching. And Alan, if this is the Alan, I think it is, then you should know that. It's a great question though. Thank you for asking. But cloud stacks are one of the primary branded tier 1 assets that I use for as targets for tier 2 link building. Like, does that make sense? So when I say cloud stacks, it can be a single cloud page or it can be a stack. It just depends on the configuration that you use. But as far as for local projects, again, it's a primary branded asset tier 1 asset that we use for that. And what Jesper was just talking about as far as using for local maps ranking, I still suggest that you use the target URL as the Google Business website, right? So I mean, you can also build cloud stacks to your location landing pages or your money pages. But what I'm talking about specifically for maps is to build the cloud stack with the target URL being the Google Business website, and then have the map embed. I don't particularly like to build links directly to like the CID map URL. We do it, but we do it very strategically because it's not really a natural linking opportunity. If you could do it to like the Google Maps share URL, but that's a 302, right? There's like a double 302 redirect in that. So you're basically not pushing any page rank into Google Maps, but Google Maps is expecting to see links built to the share URL and also click activity. So when you're combining cloud stacks with CTR manipulation, so click-through rate manipulation, there's something to be said for doing a cloud stack to the Google Maps share URL as the target URL, and then sending referral traffic through the cloud stack to click on that share URL, which is the URL Google's expecting to see click activity on. So there's a number of advanced strategies that you can use besides just the cloud stacks, but other things that you can do in addition to that, right? To kind of augment the strategy. And that's stuff that, we talk about in the mastermind too. And we can cover parts of that on the bonus webinar.
Interesting. I'm learning something now also. So yeah, for sure. It's what I wanted to mention here was that now we have the 4 clouds we have that I just showed you, but we're also going to add more clouds. We're working on adding Alibaba now. We're working on adding Backblaze and IBM and other clouds also. I hope to be able to add at least 10, possibly 15 different clouds. So when you're building backlinks to your Google My Business profile, whichever, the share URL that you just mentioned, Bradley, you'll have the opportunity to actually have, not only 3 or 4 links, the same links that everybody else has, but now you will have the opportunity in the near future to have 10 to 15 different cloud links pointing in.
Yeah, I can't wait for that too. So
me neither. So
do you got something else you're going to show? Because if not, I'm going to grab the screen back for a minute.
I just want to show you.
Sure. Take your time, man.
I just want to show you the stack builder. So let me just show you here. So I generated the 100-page website here. I can generate a stack. And what the stack builder actually does is that it allows you to select buckets from different clouds. And why is this necessary, or why is this a good thing? Well, it's a good thing because, we don't like to leave footprints to Google. And if you, let me just focus on what I'm doing here, add to stack. And it really doesn't matter, add to stack. Now I'm just adding random stuff to stack. So what I've just done is down here in the field called stacks.
10 o'clock p.m.
You can see I added an Azure bucket, a Google Cloud bucket, and a Wasabi bucket, and let me just for fun add a Microsoft or Amazon bucket also. Add to stack here. So now I have these 4 buckets. So what YACSS will now do when I click uploads, it will actually put the first page on Azure, the second page on Google Cloud, third page on Wasabi, number 4 on Amazon, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, etc., etc., etc. So it will actually cycle through these buckets, and this will for sure minimize the footprint in the eyes of Google. And this is especially helpful when you're building link wheels, because Google doesn't like link wheels because they are powerful. So this is a good idea when you're building link wheels. You can use this thing. And if you don't like Azure to be the buffer page, you just drag and drop, and now Wasabi is the buffer page. So yeah. I'm done now, Bradley, but I just can see that James for real SEO traffic is asking. I came late. Will tell us what's in the bonus webinar again if you already did, Bradley.
I'm about to cover that now, James.
And James JM Lead Gen is asking, is each downloaded site the exact same that is uploaded to the different hosts?
Same template. Yeah, for now.
It's the design is identical for now. We're adding more designs, but the content is of course unique because you regenerate it.
And I actually gave Jesper that template that was built with
yeah, it's not my design.
It's called now.
It's Bradley's design actually.
Yeah, but it's a great design, and I forget what the hell it's called now. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's some sort of HTML builder that's like $100 for a year, but it's builds beautiful templates.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, it's easy to just stick a few other templates in there, which I know Jesper, that's on his to-do list. So for now, it's the same template, but the content can be all swapped out. So
Yeah. I created a coupon for you, Bradley, and it's called Semantic Mastery.
oh, did you? Okay, well, I didn't put that in the slides, so I'm gonna have to edit the slide. I've got the bonus slide with the purchase and all that. So
It's just that you know, if people forget to click on your affiliate link, then I can I can see where the sale came from.
okay, and you said, hold on a minute, I'm gonna add that in real quick. What did you say the coupon, the code was, or the?
It should be called, let me type it here, Semantic Mastery. So this coupon, guys, if Brad will go over it, but it will give you 30% discount for life, both now and after June. It will expire on June the 1st, but it will last for life, or for the duration of your subscription. And it will also apply to any future upgrades that you should make. So you can start on the small package and then, in 3 months, upgrade to a larger package, and you will still get 30% also on your upgrade. Semantic Mastery.
Can you unshare your screen for a minute?
Yes.
So somebody's asking about what those black boxes are. Those are the chat boxes from Zoom.
Okay. Yeah, stupid me. Sorry for that. Let me see here. Stop share. There it was.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? You might have to make me host again.
Yes.
Reclaim host. I got it. I just stole it back from you. So guys, give me a minute. I'm going to show you. This is kind of what I prepared. And I just put in that coupon code. But this is what I want to talk about real quick too, is, part of the strategy I'm going to be covering much more in depth on the bonus webinar is this, which is, this is how for local, that's all I do is local SEO. And this is kind of how I've been doing things and building links. And cloud stacks are a critical part of this and have been for many, many months. Before I was purchasing them, now I'm building them. And that's basically what I talk about here, the 3 tier 0 assets. That's what I call them. They're tier 0 because I consider this like the holy trinity, right? Like for real, Google, the money site, the Google business site, and the Google map. If you're in local, those 3 are like the holy trinity, like ground zero. It's the epicenter. It's the golden frame. That's where everything starts, is there, right? And so that's where you want to funnel all of your topical relevance, geographic or location relevance, and all of this, beautiful cloud stacking stuff, as well as everything else that we do. And so at tier 1, you can see branded assets, cloud pages, or highly relevant tier 1 links. That's why I call them niche tier 1 links. And that could be, again, geographic relevance or topical relevance. I focus more on the topical relevance side of things with the type of links that I build, because a lot of times you end up picking up local links or links that are geographically relevant from local sites and local directories and things like that anyway. But what I'm saying is cloud pages are a critical part of tier 1 link building strategy for me, right? And so I tend to, now don't get me wrong, you can use keywords. So I tend to classify anchor text categories in 1 of 5. Brand/URL is category number 1. So that would be brand name or compound anchors, which would be brand plus keyword, brand plus location, brand plus, product or service. Like there's a number of compound type branded anchors, or embeds. So that's which an embed is an empty or frame anchor, right? So again, the 5 different types of anchor text categories are brand/URLs, number 1. Number 2 is miscellaneous, or another term for that would be generics. Click here, learn more, website, etc. Category number 3 is empty/frame, which would be, again, an empty anchor would be like an image anchor that does, or like an image backlink, a photo backlink that does not contain alt text. That would be an empty/frame anchor, or redirect URL would be an empty frame anchor, or an iframe, an embed. Okay, so that's category number 3. Category number 4 is target anchors, which would be keyword plus location modifier. So that can be keyword plus city, or city plus keyword, or keyword plus near me, or a variation of near me, one of the many variants, such as near me, nearby, close to me, in my area, around me. All of those are considered location modifiers. And then lastly is category number 5, which is topic. Topic would be keyword only, so product or service only. And so you can see kind of a hierarchy of how I build keyword anchors or anchor text with the type of links that I build. And Cloud Stacks right here, you know, a good strategy, a very safe strategy is to build with branded anchors or URL anchors or embeds at tier 1 to your money site mainly, but also to your Google assets. And then you follow that up with the Cloud Stacks, with the way like Jesper was just showing you with the umbrella configuration. That's where you can hit that top cloud page, the buffer page, with all of your target anchors. Does that make sense? So now you've got all of your keywords with your location modifiers and your near me modifiers as all of your sub pages that are the supporting pages in the stack that link to that buffer page. And the buffer page has an embed or a brand / URL anchor to your money site. So you see how safe that is? And then you back it up at tier 3 with topic anchors, which are your keyword only without location modifiers. And so you can, I mean, it's just like a funnel, guys. You start at the very top with the broadest keywords, but they're still topically relevant. And then you work your way down, you get the target anchors in the, you know, kind of middle of funnel. And in the bottom of funnel is your branded brand anchors or URL anchors, which is the safest directly to link directly to your money site. But you still push all that keyword relevance and topical relevance in through your links the way that you have that structure built. It's very, very powerful. And what I'm going to teach, and so again, you guys take a screenshot of that if you didn't already, and we're going to cover that in the bonus webinar. But get YACSS here, smshort.link/YACSS. Use this coupon code Semantic Mastery, as he just mentioned. In order to redeem your bonus, you just want to contact support. So send a support ticket to support@semanticmastery.com with the subject YACSS bonus. And we're going to do a bonus webinar. I've got an hour and a half scheduled for that, Monday, June 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's the same process that I use for finding and building topically relevant domains that are cloud hosted domains. This is critical, guys. This is because it works perfectly in tandem with YACSS. In fact, you can even use YACSS to build the sites, is what I'm trying to get at here. But my link building business, which is called semanticlinks.io, I'm going to go through kind of a crash course of the same process that I use for domain hunting, finding crawl targets, which is one of the most difficult things that you have to do, is to find and consistently be crawling for domains. I'm going to explain what that is during the bonus webinar, how to spam check the domains in a very efficient manner. Content production, as we already discussed previously on this webinar, that's a critical part of it as well. So we're going to talk about content production in a very efficient manner. And then we're going to talk about cloud hosting and what to do with those domains and how to host them. And again, you can use YACSS as the HTML site builder, that then you go publish sites on domains that you picked up that are topically relevant to your intended target in the exact topical trust flow category that you need. By the way, I know that YACSS works because of the high authority metrics of the domains themselves, but they start off with 0 trust flow and 0 citation flow. The only metric I care about in link building is Majestic's metrics, which it's not perfect. Google doesn't give a damn about trust flow or topical trust flow either, just like it doesn't about UR and DR and DA and PA. None of those matter to Google. But Majestic is the only tool or link analysis tool that has a measure of topical relevance. And that's all I care about in link building is topical relevance. So what I'm going to teach you guys during this bonus webinar is how to go out and find domains that are topically relevant to your intended target, and then use those to build and publish the site using YACSS directly to cloud hosting on a domain that already has backlink profile with trust flow in the appropriate topical trust flow category. And that's how you can start to manipulate the metrics of these cloud pages and just push massive relevance. And again, back to what I was showing here, when you structure it in this type of a, like funnel design, funnel design with the way that you stack the keywords and then the inbound links, it really just pushes all this topical relevance down to the money site and the Google assets, the tier 0 assets. It's incredibly powerful. It works so well. And I just can't tell you how many good things about the YACSS, because it's become an actual critical component of what I do. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Guys, any other follow-up questions or anything else you got to say, Jesper?
No, except thanks for being here. And I agree in everything that you said. So, yeah.
Sweet. Sweet.
I don't have any more. Yeah, I have one thing. Remember to purchase before June 1st if you're interested, because after June 1st, the coupon expires and the price goes up to normal, the prices that you see on the YACSS website. So just a friendly reminder.
Still clearing some questions out. So what quantity of words is needed to build out a 100-page site, which is then spun right? I've been trying to get roughly 200 words per content block, just so you know, roughly, but that's just a rough number. I mean, that's just because I've been using, I started trying to use Article Forge. Article Forge works sometimes, but other times it's a real pain in the ass. So what I've started using was I love WriterZen. I've been using WriterZen a lot. And like I said, guys, you can go get a lifetime deal on AppSumo right now for WriterZen. It's got an outstanding keyword tool. It's got a topic analysis and then a keyword tool that has all in title. So it'll show you what the competition levels are for keywords. I love WriterZen. It's fabulous, guys. Go pick it up.
A guy called C. Grescom is asking, what's your rough opinion on using YACSS to help increase the authority of a mass page site? What do you say to that, Bradley?
I'm sorry?
What's your rough opinion on using YACSS to help increase the authority of a mass page site?
Well, I don't know, because I haven't done any mass page sites in a long time. So yeah, I can't really speak on that. It would just be speculation. I just don't do mass page stuff other than what I'm doing with YACSS now. I don't.
Alan is asking, can you describe the client account numbers in the YACSS pricing page? How is that different from sites per month? The client accounts is it's a feature that we built in because when you're selling cloud stacks to your clients, then some clients will say that they have their own accounts, they have their own Amazon account, their own Azure account, and they want to have the clouds put there. So that's why we implemented the client accounts, because that's related to if your clients has their own cloud accounts. The size per month is how many cloud stacks you can build per month. So in the starter, you can build 20 per month, and starter plus 50 per month, and so on and so on and so on.
Hey, Andrew, thank you, buddy. That's badass. See, he found a working link. I'm telling you, I saw it on Friday. Here, this says it's still good for another 7 days. So I'll put this in with the replay, guys. But thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. I'm telling you guys, go pick this up and max out. Well, it depends on how much, if you're doing agency work, client work and stuff, get all 5 codes or four codes. It comes out to $316, but it gives you 150,000 keyword credits per month, which if you use the golden filter, which is like all in title and everything, it's worth it, guys. And then they have an AI writing assistant, which is unlimited. It's an add-on for $99 per month. But I think you get 30,000 AI writing words per month with the max 4 codes. Anyways, I'm just not an affiliate link. By the way, this guy, Daniel Nguyen, I think is his name. He's the developer, and he does all the training for WriterZen. He's got great tutorials. The guy's really passionate about content production and his own and WriterZen, his app. But you can tell because his training videos are great. So anyways, I'm not here to pitch this other than it's a great app for what it is that we're doing with like cloud stacks. So
Marion is asking, please send me the sales page for SM short link .yacs.
Well, no, you just register an account, guys. That goes to the registration page. Just register a free account, and then for YACSS, and then once you get inside, you can purchase whatever. Isn't that right? Isn't that the way we should do it?
Exactly. That's the way. Click on the link, Marion,
yeah, you come to this page and then just register.
Yeah, and then the sales page is inside after you have registered. And if you don't, just a small note, if you don't get the email back, because you need to confirm that you are human, if you don't get the email back, reach out to me, because then there may be something wrong with your spam filter, whatever. Yeah, just.
A question, what else will be needed except for the pricing of YACSS? Do we need to spend on API of content writer and clouds? Yeah, I mean, whatever content, however you want to develop the content, whether you do it yourself and you have to pay for a tool or you hire it out, whatever, you're going to have to pay for content some way, shape or form, unless you just manually write everything yourself, which who has time for that? As far as the clouds, yeah, I mean, every one of the accounts that you're going to set up, cloud hosting has a like negligible amount. What they're charging you on is bandwidth usage, really. So unless you're running a shit ton of CTR manipulation traffic through your cloud sites, You're not, I mean, it's just literally pennies per month, like literally pennies per month.
We're not paying anything for the clouds.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'd actually, because I do run a lot of CTR traffic through these. So I actually do have a little bit of an expense every month for that, but it's very negligible. So.
Yeah.
Okay, that one was done. Let's see. Do these generated pages have an XML sitemap? Yes, Jay. There's a sitemap that's, well, you can turn that option on or off, but yes, it creates an XML sitemap if you leave it on. James asks, what is the bonus Webby? Yeah, that's what is listed here, guys. Is what I'm going to be covering. But basically, I'm going to be talking about this kind of a method, but then also specifically the types of links that I build, because the metric of my choice is Majestic because of topical relevance. It measures topical relevance. I'm going to show you guys how to go out and find domains that you can register for just the cost of registration that are in the exact topical trust flow category that you need for your project, and how and where to use them and how to build them and how to host them and all of that using YACSS. It's fabulous. So I'm going to show you that in the bonus webinar. And then is each downloaded site the exact same? Yeah, I think we already covered that. The template is the same for now.
For now, yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, I think we're done, guys. I don't see any other questions coming in. You all just go sign up for YACSS, free account. And then once you're logged in, you can purchase whatever. We'll get this replay out here shortly. That Jesper said he's going to keep that 30% discount open until June 1st. So take advantage of it while you can. And then, like I said, on Monday, June 13th, at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to host a webinar for the bonus. And I'm going to go through all of that. We can cover some, depending on time permitting, we can cover some specific strategies on how to use it for local. That's all I do is local work, and some other kind of more advanced strategies if we have time for it. But in order to redeem your bonus, just contact support@semanticmastery.com with your subject line. It's YACSS bonus. And we're good to go.
Yeah. I have no further information from me.
I think we're good, man.
Yeah, I think we are. And
So thank you, Jesper. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here. And thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Well, thanks, everybody. We'll see you all on Hump Day Hangouts on Wednesday. Oh, yeah, man. You got to come back and guest host with us again, Jesper.
Yeah, it's super fun. I'll be glad to join you another time. Yes.
Okay. We'll reach out afterwards and make it happen. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. See y'all.
Bye-bye.